Hey, welcome to Business Made Simple. It's the daily video designed to either make you money, save you money, or somehow advance your career. Today I want to talk about a problem, and it's this. What do you do when a mistake has named you? That is, you've done something, maybe in your past, maybe a mistake you made at work, and it has named you. Other people have started to talk about it. You have a voice in your head that keeps bringing it up. How do you get rid of that? Now, here's the problem. The problem isn't so much the mistake anymore. It's the fact that you've allowed that mistake to enter into your identity. It is a part of your self-map, and now you are seeing yourself as somebody who makes these kinds of mistakes. That is a serious problem. It's going to cost you a great deal in your career. It's also a lie. Everybody makes mistakes. We all make really, really stupid mistakes. You're going to make 2 or 3 this year. It is a much, much bigger mistake to allow that mistake to name you. So what do you do? What's a psychological strategy for not being named by your mistakes? Well, here it is. It comes from Viktor Frankl. He was a Viennese psychologist. He was alive about the time of Sigmund Freud. He developed something called logotherapy that helped people experience a deep sense of meaning. I've used that in my own life, and it's unbelievably powerful. His book is called Man's Search for Meaning. You want to read that. But here's one tip in that book that you need to use if you are letting a mistake name you. You need to redeem that mistake. Redeem that mistake. He doesn't use this exact language. I'm riffing on it. But basically, you need to take that mistake that you made, and you need to say, how does this mistake make my life better? What did I learn? Now, of course, the mistake might have cost you money. It might have cost you some respect or whatever. You know the negative. What you never did, though, was calculate the positive. Every mistake that you make actually makes you a better person. Our conscious brains will only focus on the negative, only on what it's cost us, because we like negative things. Our brains fixate on that because we worry about things we shouldn't worry about. But what our brains don't do is also calculate the positive. Your executive brain, though, can do that. You need to actually sit down and say, how did this mistake make me better? I once hired somebody to replace me. I wanted to write a book. I knew I needed a new CEO. I hired a CEO. He was actually really terrific, but he was used to running a $500 million company, and so he was making decisions different than I would make decisions. I had to basically sit down and say, I don't think this is working out, and move on. I don't like doing that with people. I don't like taking up a chunk of their life, and we're still friends, and it's all fine. But he was great, but I just kept beating myself up about it until I sat down and did exactly what I'm recommending to you. I actually sat down and said, here's what I've learned. The visionary leader needs to stay in the seat for a little longer. We need to keep our overhead down rather than increasing our overhead. We need everything that I learned that I would not have learned were I not to have hired that person and brought them on for those 5 months. And now I look back on that, and it is no longer a negative experience. Yes, it's a mistake that I made, and I take responsibility for that. But I also go, boy, if I wouldn't have made that mistake, I wouldn't have got this, and this, which bottom line translates into serious top-line revenue. That's the only way I would ever learn those things. So was making that mistake a bad thing? No, it was a mistake. But mistakes aren't bad things. Mistakes that you don't learn from are bad things. So today's simple tip, what is the mistake that is naming you? Sit down with a piece of paper and write down every benefit, everything that you've learned from having made that mistake, and redeem that mistake. If you know anybody who's made some mistakes or is beating themselves up about something that they've done, send them this video. A mistake is not a bad thing. Not learning from a mistake is a bad thing.